As Disney continues to fall down the woke rabbit hole and continues its nonstop dumpster fires, well, let's introduce you to a new executive. She's asexual and she's queer.
Fuck.
Shocked? I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this
Was fucking trash.
is what's next. Hey, what's up, guys? This is what's next. Your daily? Hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday. Well, you would think that Disney couldn't fall deeper into the woke rabbit hole. You wouldn't think Disney couldn't light enough dumpster fires to get the message. You wouldn't think that after losing millions in revenue and also laying off, i.e. firing 7,000 employees within the last several weeks, you would think the message might just get through that thick skull of theirs. No. See the Proud family louder and prouder. But, of course, it all falls on the head of one particular executive. She's a biromantic, asexual, and of course, she's pushing the queerness. Well, it's good for the kids, huh? Let's take a look. This comes out of Gateway Pundit. Meet Disney's biromantic, asexual executive director adding queerness and critical racism to children's programming. Yeah, she's a clown. Disney made a big mistake when they hired LaToya Revenue. At least that is what 7,000 employees and many of its stockholders must think. Disney has reached full wokeness over the past few years. All portions of programming are victims of this insanity. The leadership of this company is to blame. And one big mistake was hiring LaToya Revenue. It was a huge mistake. After her hiring, the company went down into the ugliness and crevices of the toilet. The once great company and producer of classics is now the enemy of American parents who want their children protected from the liberal woke insanity. Revenue is behind the critical racist garbage that lies, that Disney now produces. Revenue brags about adding queerness wherever she can, and it shows. She also pushes garbage lies about America. Here is executive producer of the show, LaToya Revenue, who identifies as a biromantic sexual, saying that she is also implementing a not all secret gay agenda and regularly adding queerness to children's programming. Chris Rufo.
Huge, informative part of my life, but at the same time, it's like I love Disney's content. I grew up watching, all of the classics. They have been a huge, informative part of my life, but at the same time, I worked at small studios most of my career, and I'd heard, you can hear whispers. I'd heard things like, oh, they won't let you show this at a Disney show, and I'm like, okay. So I was a little sus when I started, but then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of Proud Family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so
As the fire
to,
continues to burn.
my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel like I felt like it was, maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something
Their
must have
mantra,
happened in the
reimagining
last,
tomorrow.
they're turning it around, they're going hard, and then all that momentum that I felt, that sense of I don't have to be afraid to let's have these two characters kiss. Let's in the background. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness.
Of course.
If you see anything
Come on.
Proud Family. But I just was no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
Red State reports the following on the slaves built this country narrative from Disney. First things first, we need to torpedo this idea that slaves built this country. While it'd be unrealistic to say that they weren't a part of the nation's development, putting them as the prime constructors of an entire nation is likely saying that the guy who crafted the axle at the car at the factory built your vehicle. No, it was just a part. He was definitely a part of it, but he hardly gets to take full credit. So many kinds of people came to this new world and worked their own land, built their own towns, and established their own societies without the help of slaves. For one, the transatlantic slave trade transported well over 12 million slaves, but only a little over 300,000 made their way to the United States. This didn't happen all at once. Slavery did officially begin in 1619. That is factually correct, but it began with just over 20 slaves. But of course, that wonderful 1619 project, pretty much retconning American history, yeah, that lovely piece of trash. To think that over the course of time, a singular group built, to think that over a course of time, that a singular group of people built an entire nation, even a burgeoning one, by themselves is the height of fantasy, especially as you continue to plug in the numbers. The stats immediately wrecked the idea that slaves built the country. Not only did the North succeed greatly without them, but the majority of the South also didn't have them. The company will never make it by pushing lies about this great country's history and radical wokeness to our children. And again, see Disney's Proud Family. You happy, parents? Aren't you excited? Oh my gosh, I got chills going up my spine. Watching cartoon characters of the opposite sex kiss, of them pushing a sexual agenda, of them pushing a woke narrative. Again, pushing lies about this country. But then again, this is Disney. Disney's no longer hiding in the shadows. Disney is no longer hiding behind a mask. You know the wizard behind the curtain. Disney's like, we're out there. We're here. We're queer. We don't care. That's exactly what Disney is. Disney doesn't give two fucks about your kids. They don't. They don't give two fucks about kids. They don't give two fucks about you. They don't give two fucks about anybody. It's about pushing an agenda. It's no longer about making money, because you would think that after losing $50 billion, I'm sorry, I think it was like $50 billion over the last 5 years in regards to COVID and the woke trash, you would think that the message will be sent clear, especially to one new CEO or returning CEO, Bob Iger. You would think that he will be going, you know what? We need to just dial it back, tamp it down, because right now we're losing money hand over fist. They've lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers over the last few years, especially since the launch of Disney Plus. But then again, it all goes back to they don't give two. Parents, you need to be very aware. And I've said it in a prior video. You need to be very aware of what your kids watch, especially when you take them and you plant them in front of Disney Plus. Because, like I said, the gloves are off. They are bare knuckling it, and they don't care. But it all comes down to indoctrinating your kids. Because they know if they can get them young, by the time they hit teenagers, yeah, they're, all activists and queer and bi, pander this and gender this and 72,000 genders and what have you. As long as they do that, quote Dave Chappelle, gotcha, bitch. I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.